Hello and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So I have here another 10 pens currently inked for this week. I think let's go through them briefly one by one. We'll go through them in a little bit more detail and then we'll do a writing sample. So from left to right we have a Cypress, and this is the Maki-e Goldfish. We have a Cypress and this is the Austen Dragon. We have a Conway Stewart and this is the Chatworth. It's a Henry Simpole sterling silver overlay. We have a Visconti Opera Master Tobacco, a Visconti Opera Master Savanna, a Visconti Opera Master Antarctica. We have a Visconti Leonardo da Vinci Machina. We have a Montegrappa Game of Thrones Winter is Here. We have a Visconti Last Templar Jacques de Molay, and we have a Montblanc Writer's Edition, and this is the Jane Austen. So I think with that, let's go through these pens in a little bit more detail. So this is the Cypress, or Mr. Cypress. This is the Maki-e Goldfish, and you can see there it's an ebonite pen, a base body, and then you've got this Maki-e and urushi over the top of it. It really is a beautiful pen. This reminds me very much of the Namiki Emperor, which is a lot larger. And because of obviously the sizes, this is a lot cheaper than what the Namiki Emperor would be. But this is a beautiful Maki-e Goldfish pen. Really in awe when I saw this pen in real life. I had seen it online and the photos really don't do it justice. I hope my videos do though. It really is a stunning pen. You have, if I unscrew the cap here, a number 6 size Cypress, and that's an 18 karat gold medium nib. It is a cartridge converter. You kind of can post the cap, but it's not really going to stay on. It's really just, it will just about grip it, but only very lightly. So this isn't a pen I would normally post. It is a cartridge converter pen though. You do have this spring clutch mechanism in the cap, and that is to help reduce the drying out of the ink. I think I would prefer these to be maybe slightly longer and slightly more girthier than they are. But that said, I know a lot of people like smaller pens. I know a lot of Asian market people will have smaller hands as well. And Cypress are in Taiwan, so it kind of does make sense for them to have slightly smaller size pens. I do have some of their larger pens, and I will probably be looking at some of those in future if they do bring those back, or bring new models in which are slightly longer and slightly more girthier. Then I'll probably look at that. But I did pick up this pen towards the end of 2024. I actually ordered it on Boxing Day when I saw the post go up. This is the Cypress Maki-e Austen Dragon. It is a Maki-e though. It really is a beautiful pen. I really do like the design of this pen. I again wish it was a slightly larger pen, but the detail on this pen is insane. And I know if it was on a larger pen, it probably would have cost almost double for the artisan to do this amount of work on a larger canvas. But it's a beautiful pen, and really glad that I've added this one to my collection. I do like dragon pens, and this one has a number 6 size Cypress, but it's actually a dragon nib, or dragon on the nib there. And this is a 18 karat gold broad nib on this one. I can post the cap again. It posts a little bit better on this one, but again, it's really not posting sort of deeply or securely. So again, it's not really a pen that I would say, yes, you can go and post. It is a cartridge converter again. This pen, though, is beautiful, and so glad that I added it to my collection. This was the end of year 2024 edition pen that Cypress had been working on. They did a special deal on this pen, and I'm glad that there, like with most Cypress pens, there are only 5 available, and I got one of those 5. And I know 2 other friends got one of these each as well, so that was 3 out of the 5. So we kind of almost stole all of the pens, but that is a lovely pen. The next pen inked up is this one. It's a Conway Stewart, and it's a Chatworth. I did add this to my collection in 2024, and I bought a centenary. I loved the centenary. It was a broad nib. This one was available from a seller in the UK with a fine nib, and I just jumped at this one because I knew the Chatworth was a little bit larger. I hadn't actually realised how much larger it was. But the overlay, the sterling silver overlay here, or the filigree, is actually made by Henry Simpole, who sadly passed away in 2020. He was a UK silversmith, and he just did some beautiful, intricate work. So very glad that I picked this pen up, and I've got this inked up today. It's got a Conway Stewart number 6 size, 18 karat gold fine nib there. You can see it is a very long pen. You can, if you want to, post the cap on that one, but you really don't want to. It's not back weighted, but it's just very long. Again, this is a cartridge converter pen, but this filigree, though, is just insane. It really... Henry Simpole did some really good work. It's not to say other UK silversmiths don't. I know Anoto work with UK silversmiths, and some of their work is insane as well. But this, it's just... I'm glad that I was able to add not 1 but 2 Henry Simpole design pens to my collection. And they're both Conway Stewarts as well. I am still on the lookout for more Chatworths in different colours. So if you see them in different colours, do message me, because I may be interested depending on the price. I'm not going to pay over the odds for them, but I certainly will be on the lookout for more Chatworths certainly in 2025 and in the future. The next pen inked up is this one. It's a Visconti Opera Master Tobacco. Beautiful translucent or semi-translucent body and cap. This is a pen that escaped me, I want to say 2017, 2018, and I had the choice of picking up 2. It is an 888 limited edition run. I passed down the 2 because both had stained ink windows. I think one actually had micro sort of cracks in the ink window as well. And I've never seen one since. And I was looking over the Christmas period in 2024, and just before Christmas actually, and I saw this one, and I sent an offer to the private collector, and he accepted. So I now have this in my collection, and this is it. Like, sometimes you think a pen gets away, but sometimes it comes back. This has the older 18 karat gold nib from Visconti. It's a number 6 size Visconti 18 karat gold medium nib. It's a power vac. It's a double reservoir, and I have to say I am loving this. It is a long size in my hand. You can post the cap, but again, it becomes quite long. And I want to actually... I've not done this before, so I need to be a bit careful, but I want to compare it actually on camera to the Chatworth, because yeah, the Chatworth is definitely going to be slightly longer. Now I'm trying to jostle the pens here. Here you go. So the Chatworth is actually quite longer posted than the Visconti Opera Master there, but the Chatworth is certainly a very, very long pen. The Opera Master is already a long pen. So the Chatworth literally there is only probably 1 to 2 millimeters there between the sort of tip of the cap and my pen tray. So it almost doesn't fit in my pen tray. The next pen inked up is this one. It's a Visconti Opera Master Savanna. And again, this was one, I want to say it was about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago now. I saw this on an eBay auction and I bid on it and I won it. I think this one had like 4 or 5 bids and I managed to sweep in at the end and steal it. So I was very, very glad that I did so, because this is a gorgeous pattern. It again is a power vac. It's a double reservoir. Can't really see the ink there. Maybe you can on this part here, but it's also a number 6 size Visconti 18 karat gold, the newer 18 karat gold nibs, and this is abroad. I didn't have the option on what nib size to get. It was only one available at the time. I can post that cap as well. But again, it's quite long, back weighted because of the weight of the metal here and also here. But it's a lovely pen, and I'm glad actually that I did get this in abroad, because I like inking it up with a yellow or mango coloured ink. So for me, having it in a broad nib is probably better. Could have probably gone to a stub nib as well, but I'm loving it with a broad nib. But like I said, I didn't have the option to choose the nib width. The next pen, which I think was a few days later, I really wanted to buy, was this one. And again, same auction, same seller on eBay, and I decided to put in a bid at the very end, and I think with this one nobody else bid on it. It was just me. Again, all of these Opera Masters are typically 888 limited edition run. This is the Visconti Opera Master Antarctica, and again, very beautiful pen. It's a power vac, it's a double reservoir. You've got the ink window here, you can see a little bit more on, and it's got a number 6 size 18 karat gold. And this is a medium nib, although it typically writes a little bit more fine. And again, beautiful pen. You can post that cap if you wish to as well, but it's going to be back weighted. I don't need to post the cap. It's a decent size in my hand. But this is a very nice pen. So I have that one inked up this week as well. The next pen is a Visconti Leonardo da Vinci Machina. It might look as though it's got a little bit of a strange clip here, but this is one of Leonardo da Vinci's designs, sort of with the cogwheel. You've also got that here on the cap finial, and then you have Leonardo da Vinci's signature there, and also this scrimshaw work of all of his designs here as well on the body. Beautiful pen. Really glad I added this to my collection when I did. It's a number 6 size Visconti, newer 18 karat gold, medium nib, but that writes a little bit more fine, towards a western fine. It is a power vac. It's a single reservoir, hook safe lock mechanism. You can post the cap. Again, though, it's going to be a bit long. You really don't want to post that cap. But I find that this is long enough in my hand without having to post that cap. And I don't have massive hands. I have certainly larger hands, but like my glove size normally is a large. But I don't have like really long fingers and that. So I think that's a decent size in my hand. Now, on to the next pen, which is a massive work of art. This is the Montegrappa Game of Thrones Winter is Here. You can see Game of Thrones written here. You've got an ice sword here, and all of that ice wraps around the base here of that sort of cap. It's a lost wax casting that Montegrappa did here. All of this is sterling silver over a celluloid body, and it's a Shiny Lines celluloid that Montegrappa used here. The only thing that worries me is celluloid does degrade over time, and having all of this sterling silver around the cap and the body, is that going to cause it to degrade quicker? I think Montegrappa, though, have really cured their celluloid, so hopefully it will not. But you can see here you got sort of the I think it's the Nightwalkers here. It's beautiful, beautiful pen. And it's got a number 6 size, 18 karat gold medium nib there. It is a piston filling pen. You might think that this is a really uncomfortable pen to hold. It's not. You're gripping the section here. The rest is just laying in the body of your hand there. And it's very, very comfortable. Now, it is piston filling, so you've got a piston knob here. Could you post that? No, it's not designed to do so. And honestly, I think this would probably snap off that piston knob over time, because the cap itself is a hugely weighty cap. So, glad that this was one of my birthday pens that I bought, and glad that I added that to my collection. It's not a pen that I write with a lot, but I decided I would ink it up this week and give it a little bit of a spin and a little bit of a writing session again. The next pen here is the Visconti, and this is the last Templar, Jacques de Molay. He was the last Templar, and this is a beautiful, beautiful pen. It's all sort of chainmail around this pen. Again, sterling silver overlay. Just beautiful pen. And this comes with a number 6 size 23 karat palladium medium nib. And I added this to my collection. I think it was back in 2017, if I remember correctly. It was my birthday pen, and Marco from Novelli actually asked me, he sent me a message and said, I need to sell you a pen. And I said, yeah, well, there's really not a lot that I'm after at the moment. And he said, well, you let me know what you're after and I'll sell it to you. So I thought, well, I'm after some of these last Templar pens, so what the heck, let's tell Marco I'm after the Jacques de Molay last Templar. And about 2 or 3 weeks later, he came back and said, I've found one for you. And I was quaking in my boots at that moment, because I was like, damn it. First off, I really want that pen. Second off, it's going to be expensive. Marco did broker a very good deal between myself and Visconti. And it arrived, and I'm very glad that I added that to my collection. Sadly, I've not bought anything else from Marco since then. So, Marco, if you are watching this video, sell me another pen. I don't know what I'm after, but do your worst. And then the last pen inked up is the Montblanc, and this is a writer's edition, and it's the Jane Austen. Beautiful cap finial here with the Montblanc snowflake. Lovely sort of drawstring bag clip. Very stiff clip. You've got the Jane Austen signature here as well. It's a piston filling pen, and it is a number 6 size 18 karat gold medium nib. You can't post a cap on this one. They're just not designed to do so, but it is a very, very comfortable pen in my hand. So I have that one inked up this week as well. So that's my 10 pens currently inked for this week. I think let's now go and do a writing sample. So the first pen inked up this week is the Cypress, and this is the Maki-e Goldfish. So we'll do an ink swatch here. And this is a nice writing nib. I'd say a little bit on the dry side, but I do find this with Cypress nibs. Cypress nibs are made by Conway in India. So this is a Cypress. When I say dry, it's not. It's actually wet enough. It's not a fire hose nib. So this is a Cypress Maki-e Goldfish, and it's a medium, and it's an 18-carat gold nib. I did actually want a 14-carat gold nib on this pen, but Cypress were out of 14-carat gold nibs, so I had to go with an 18-carat gold. And then the ink in here is Robert Oster, and it is Gold Antarctica, which is a very nice gold ink. If you're looking for a gold ink that doesn't have shimmer in, then that is certainly a gold colour that you should look for. The next pen is the Cypress Varden Dragon, and we'll do an ink swatch here. And again, this is a nice writing nib. I do find the Cypress nibs have a little bit of pencil-like feedback on them, a little bit like a sailor. So this is the Cypress Varden Dragon, and this is a broad 18-carat gold nib, but as you'll see there, it looks pretty much like a medium, I would say. And then the ink in here is Diamine Ochre, and I will probably look at putting a gold ink in there. There's a number of gold inks that I'd like. There certainly is Robert Oster Gold Antarctica. I'm also thinking about Vinci Whiskey Gold, but that is a shimmer ink, and I'd rather not do that because this nib writes a little bit more like a medium to fine. And I'm just trying to think of what other gold coloured inks I have. Maybe I need to buy some more gold coloured inks. That will be an interesting discussion for myself to have with myself. I probably don't need any more gold inks. I probably could actually put Pilot of Oshizuku in a hoe in that one, and that probably would work nice. The next pen inked up is the Conway Stewart Chatworth. So we'll do an ink swatch here. And I was a little bit concerned that I wouldn't like this nib because it was a fine nib. But I actually prefer this compared to the Conway Stewart Centenary that I have with a broad nib. So this is the Conway Stewart Chatworth in a fine, and it's an 18-carat gold. It's one of the original Conway Stewart nibs, not the newer ones or the bespoke British Pens version. So this pen actually came from the original Conway Stewart before they closed their doors. The ink in here is Franklin Christoph Spanish Blue, which I still think is a good match for this pen. I probably could go with maybe Diamine Sapphire Blue, but I do know that's a little bit more sheeny. But it probably would also make it a little bit more lubricated as well. The next pen inked up is the Visconti Opera Master Tobacco. Now, we'll do an ink swatch here. Now, the interesting part of this is these were originally called the Tobacco, yet the actual card that came with it, the warranty card, actually said it was a turtle. And it's not the first time Visconti have done this. They released what was essentially the Visconti Opera Master Crimson Tide to the US market, but to the Asia market, the same pen in a slightly different limited edition run, they actually called the Red Swirl. So, but I'm going to go with a tobacco name on this one. So this is the Visconti Opera Master Tobacco in a medium, and it's the original 18 karat gold nib from Visconti, and the ink in here is Ackerman SBRE Brown. Beautiful pen, beautiful nib. Really do like that. Very glad that I added that to my collection. The next pen inked up is the Visconti Opera Master Savanna. So we'll do an ink swatch here. This has a broad nib on it. It has the newer 18 karat gold nib from Visconti. So this is the Visconti Opera Master Savanna in a broad 18 karat gold nib, and the ink in here is Lamy Mango, which I still feel is a really nice comparison for the colour of that pen. The next pen inked up is the Visconti Opera Master Antarctica. So we'll do an ink swatch here. And this is, again, a nice writing nib. It's the newer 18 karat gold nib from Visconti. So this is the Visconti Opera Master Antarctica. And it's a medium 18 karat gold nib, and the ink in here is Visconti Turquoise. But again, beautiful writing nib, and really do like that pen a lot. The next pen inked up is the Visconti Leonardo da Vinci Machina. So we'll do an ink swatch here. Again, one of the newer 18 karat gold nibs, again from Visconti, and I really find this writes well. The newer nibs, typically the medium nibs write a little bit more like a Western fine, I would say, or actually I should probably counteract that, because the 23 karat palladium nibs, like a medium nib that Visconti used to have, the medium wrote more like a Western broad. So this probably actually writes more like a Western medium. So this is the Visconti Leonardo da Vinci Machina. And it's a medium, and it's an 18 karat gold nib. And the ink in here is Diamine Ochre. But again, I find that is a good pairing. I think I used to ink that up with Ackerman SBRE Brown a lot as well. But either of those two inks are actually pretty good. The next pen inked up is the Montegrappa Game of Thrones Winter is Here. So we'll do an ink swatch here. And I love this pen a lot. It's not that I don't love a lot of my pens. It's just this is a spectacular pen. So this is the Montegrappa Game of Thrones. Now, can I get Winter is Here? Yeah, I can probably get it in there. Winter is Here. And it's a medium, and it's an 18 karat gold nib. And the ink in here is Diamine Earl Grey. I do have a lot of that Earl Grey ink, and I was just about to say maybe I should buy some more. Now that would be a really silly thing to do, wouldn't it, Dave? But it is an ink that I love a lot, and a lot of my silver pens I do ink up with that ink. The next pen inked up is the Visconti Last Templar Jacques de Molay. So we'll do an ink swatch. And again, this is a beautiful writing nib. A lot smoother than the Montegrappa, I find. But I did tune this nib though, so that's probably why. So this is the Visconti Jacques de Molay, Last Templar. But I'll just abbreviate it to Jacques de Molay. It's a medium and it's a 23 cat palladium nib. And again, the ink in here is Diamine Earl Grey. But you can see here already the difference in colour between how that same ink writes between two different pens or two different nibs. And then the last pen it inked up is the Montblanc Writer's Edition Jane Austen. So we'll do another ink swatch. And this is another beautiful writing nib. Very smooth writing nib. So this is the Montblanc. And it's the Writer's Edition Jane Austen. And it's a medium and it's an 18 cat gold nib. And the ink in here is Pilot Iroshizuku Aji Sei. Probably the ink is helping for that nib to write absolutely perfectly, because Pilot Iroshizuku inks typically do have a little bit of lubricant in their inks, which just make them write a little bit smoother. So I think let's take a look at these pens inked up one more time. We have a Cypress Maki-e Goldfish in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Robert Austen Gold Antiqua. We have a Cypress Varden Dragon in a broad 18 karat gold nib inked up with Diamine Ochre. We have a Conway Stewart Chatworth in a fine 18 karat gold nib inked up with Franklin Christoph Spanish Blue. We have a Visconti Opera Master Tobacco in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Akerman SBRE Brown. We have a Visconti Opera Master Savanna in a broad 18 karat gold nib inked up with Lamy Mango. We have a Visconti Opera Master Antarctica in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Visconti Turquoise. We have a Visconti Leonardo da Vinci Machina in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Diamine Ochre. We have a Montegrappa Game of Thrones Winter is Here in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Diamine Earl Grey. We have a Visconti Last Templar Jacques de Molay in a medium 23 karat palladium nib inked up with Diamine Earl Grey. And you can see the two different colours here now that they've dried. And then last but not least, we have a Montblanc Writer's Edition Jane Austen in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Pilot Iroshizuku Aji Sei. There you have it. That's my currently inked pens for this week. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye-bye.